Treatment of orphan cats. Try to find a nursing mother to consult with veterinarians, analysts and shelters to find out if there is a nursing cat may be able to feed the pussy, and breast milk is better for any breasts, and before feeding the cats complementary plants recommended. Search for a nursing cat to replace the missing mother cat or unable. Get the newborn pussy milk can only digest milk only. More specifically, the female cat milk. Feeding the pussy wrong type of milk such as cow's milk may produce long-term and short-term effects including diarrhea, drought, malnutrition and long-term health problems due to poor growth. You can buy an alternative milk formula (KMR) formula from a pet food store, a pet office, or even online. If alternative milk is not available, you can use boiling water to feed the pussy and buy some replacement milk immediately. For a cream that looks very hungry, you can add 1 tablespoon of glucose powder to 1 cup of boiling water. However, you should do this for only 1 meal and not repeat it. This means that you or someone else, or a prisoner or a friend or neighbor, must be present all day long enough to grow the pussy to eat solid food. You can wean an orphan cat. Early weaning means preventing milk from pussy and slowly introducing the food. You can do once you reach the pussy 4 weeks. You can tell if the pussy is no longer newborn and ready to wean when you start to bite the bottle nipple. To wean the pussy out of the milk, place a small amount of food in the dish. If you are not ready or want to eat, you can add a few spoons of milk or water substitute to soften the food and encourage it to take care. Make sure the food is always solid so that the pussy can get close to it when it feels ready. Over time, milk and the amount of solid food. Most cats can handle a diet of solid food at 7 weeks of age. Pussy, which is 6 to 10 weeks old, needs to eat 6 to 8 servings a day, while a pussy that is 10 weeks to 6 or 7 months needs 4 meals a day, and cats older than 9 months need 3 meals a day. Note that 2 meals during the day are acceptable only after puberty. Prepare the equipment to feed the newborn pussy. You will need some feeding devices. If possible, you should use a specially designed feeding glass and nipple for cats, such as the cattic bottle and the nipples. The glass itself is very small and has an open end at the top. You can put the thumb to control the milk flow if it is dripping quickly on the pussy. The nipple is long and narrow and is ideal for entering the mouth of a newborn pussy, allowing the nipple to breastfeed as if it were nursing from her mother. If you do not have the nutrition group, the next best option is the syringe that you can use to distill the milk into the small pussy. However, the pussy cannot feed the syringe, so try to buy the feeding equipment as soon as possible. Infertility equipment is important to keep all equipment stapled. Washing is not enough. Use steam sterilization, e.g. baby bottles, or place the equipment in a dilute Milton sterilizer in a bowl if you choose to sterilize the cat feeding equipment with Milton fluid. Be sure to rinse everything with boiling water before use to ensure that there is no residue from the sterilizer. Prepare and heat the water if you're using a liquid formula. Open the canister and rinse the required amount according to the instructions. If you use the powder, follow the instructions on the package about the number of shovels and the amount of water. Follow the instructions carefully because the highly concentrated milk will cause stomach upset while the very strong milk lacks the required nutrition for the kitten. Make sure the milk is fresh with each feed. Milk does not contain any preservatives and newborn pox has a weak immune system, so the bacterial contamination of the wellcome may be catastrophic for the kitten. Do not put the composition in the microwave, will cause this bubbles too hot or too cold in the bottle. Instead, put the formula in the bottle. Put the bottle in hot water. Make sure that the heat of the milk is not too warm or too cold. The wellcome should be at body temperature. So when you put a few drops of it on the back of your hand, you feel that at the same temperature as the skin. If the milk is too hot, it may burn the mouth of the pussy. Check the heat of the pussy body when you are ready. Make sure that the pussy is warm. The cat's digestion rate depends on the temperature, and therefore if it is cold, the digestion will be slow and the milk will remain in the stomach and ferment. The newborn cats tend to stay next to the mother to stay warm. Ideal temperature is 35.5 to 37 degrees Celsius during the first 3 weeks. Try keeping the pussy in that heat by using a well-insulated heat pad down the pussy. If you do not have one, use a bottle of hot water wrapped in a towel to prevent direct contact with a hot bottle, which may cause burns. Renew the bottle of hot water when you need to keep the pussy warm. Feed the pussy. Put the pussy in a comfortable chair with a folded towel in your lap. Put the pussy in the same way as sucking her mother's head straight and legs down and stomach comfortable when trying to feed the pussy for the first time, with some milk on the end of the syringe, a nipple very close to the mouth of the pussy. She has a strong sense of smell and will most likely smash milk and put her mouth in front of him. Feed it the right amount. Chimmy cat and other cats' milk comes with instructions for feeding quantity and frequency. Follow the instructions on the package. Here are some general guidelines on how much to feed the pussy in the first few weeks and how many. Day to 3 days, 2.5 milliliters every 2 hours of alternative to the milk of cats. 4 to 7 days, 5 milliliters of milk. Replace a cat 10 to 12 times a day. 6 to 10 days, 5 to 7.5 milliliters 10 times a day. 11 to 14 days, 10 to 12.5 milliliters of the milk replacer every 3 hours. 15 to 21 days, 10 milliliters 8 times a day. 21 days and beyond, 7.5 to 25 milliliters 3 to 4 times a day, in addition to the introduction of solid food. Look for signs when learning how to feed a pussy. Keep in mind that overnutrition or improper feeding may cause breathing problems. Observe the pussy during breastfeeding to ensure there is no milk coming from the nose or bulging in the stomach. In terms of quantity, if you have a stray puppy and continue to feed with the recommended amount, look at her stomach. If it is tight and swollen, stop feeding it. That's a sign that the belly is full but not yet realized. Do not overdo it. Keep it quiet and important to stay patient and calm while feeding the pussy from the bottle. In addition, let the cream take its time in bottle feeding to avoid overeating or digestion problems. Encourage and stimulate them to burp by holding the cat back and rubbing gently on the stomach. In a pussy relationship with her mother, the mother will raise the pussy to help her take out the wind and the feces and not surprised by the result. That's a good sign. Clean down your cat. The mother cat licks the pussy secretions, which is a natural way to avoid the dirt that may attract predators without the mother. However, you will need that step. Use a piece of clean cotton and anal tissue above the anal area, licking movement with the rest of the cat for itself. Wipe the cotton with a piece of clean cotton to clean the bottom of the pussy and wait until the next bite. This is an important step in feeding your cat. If you do not mimic the mother's performance of the cat in order to empty the bladder and intestines, it can become very sick. Put the pussy into a warm bed or box for comfort. Continue with the usual nutrition and organize every day for the coming weeks until weaning and eating solid food. At that time, talk to your veterinarian about the appropriate weaning diet. Add some solid foods such as soft canned food and steel to the diet for the gums at 4 weeks of age. Some kittens will breastfeed for 8 weeks and should contact a veterinary specialist in that case.